Chapter 27, July 1988, Shanghai. Zoe seemed to be getting used to spending every Thursday afternoon as the chairman of the Shanghai Female Engineers Fellowship in a small office building in the city center. Since being elected to the position earlier in the year, she tried to expand the organization, attract younger members, and be more inclusive. Today, she had spent the whole afternoon reading one letter again and again, swinging between doubt, confusion, and excitement. She spread the letter on the table, leaning back in the wooden chair, and traced the familiar signature with her fingers. It had been a year since she'd seen him in New York, and told him not to visit her. Yet, here was his letter, telling her about his new job, and asking if she'd be willing to let him speak to the Shanghai Female Engineers Fellowship about the cultural and technological exchange program he was building. The letter was strictly professional, mentioning nothing about their past, but even so, she felt her pulse quicken. Why would he single her out among all the professional and scientific women in all the cities in this huge and thriving country if he weren't coming to visit her? After all, he had said he wanted to. She closed her eyes just for a moment to indulge in the fantasy. They would meet to talk after his speech. She would show him around Shanghai and enlighten him about her beautiful and progressive country. They would have dinner together. He would take her hand as they walked through the city. They would stop in a secluded corner of the park, and he would draw her close for a kiss. Abruptly she shook her head and sighed, the old worry and paranoia taking over again. If she dared open up to him, if someone found out she was having an affair with a foreigner, an American government official no less, trouble would surely follow. It seemed as though she could never escape her past, as if all the old fear and grief had soiled her yet again, even in her brief daydream. So he went to stand in the patch of sun streaming through the long windows. She tried to wrap herself in its warmth and comfort, but it still seemed a poor substitute for the tingling sensation of John's touch. She caressed the spot where his hand had steadied hers so many months ago. The desire and temptation to see him again was irresistible. Meet him, but don't get involved further, she told herself. So long as I stick to my principles, I'll be safe.